Translate this document, and I'll give you my leftovers, laughed the CEO, until she silenced him. Translate this document, and I'll give you my leftovers, he laughed again. The boardroom echoed with laughter. Hers didn't. She sat there, hands still on the keyboard, but her mind was racing, not with words, but with fire. How had it come to this? A CEO joking about food scraps in exchange for professional work. Because of who she was? What he didn't know was that Maya had been listening, recording, documenting. And that one sentence? It would bring his empire crashing down. This is the story of the CEO silenced by the woman he underestimated. Welcome, story lovers. Where are you watching from? Drop your city name in the comments so we can see how far our story travels. Maya Patel was the youngest language specialist at a top tech firm in downtown Chicago. Fluent in 5 languages, she translated critical contracts, foreign investor decks, and even classified government briefs. Quiet, diligent, and always professional, Maya had built a reputation, though not always the respect she deserved. In an industry dominated by influential white executives, she was often mistaken for an intern, sometimes even the receptionist. Still, she kept her head high and focused on her work. Every morning, she arrived early. Her workspace was tucked behind the glass walls of the 17th floor, just outside the executive boardroom. From behind her monitor, she watched men in suits pass by. Most never acknowledged her, but Maya wasn't there for their approval. What she didn't know was that one passing comment, meant to humiliate her, would ignite a storm, one that would expose far more than just workplace bias. It would reveal the rot hiding behind polished doors. It started on a Wednesday. Maya was reviewing a German merger contract when the CEO, Charles Whitmore, strode into the boardroom. Loud, cocky, always the center of attention. He stopped by her desk, dropped a thick binder without a glance, and laughed to the execs behind him. Translate this, and I'll give you my leftovers from lunch. They chuckled. She froze. It wasn't the first time he'd said something belittling. Once, he'd called her Google Translate with legs. Another time, he asked if she got her degree online between yoga sessions. But this was different. He didn't whisper. This insult was loud, deliberate, a joke shared at her expense. She didn't say a word, but her silence wasn't weakness. That evening, Maya forwarded the recording, captured by her always-on desktop microphone, to HR. Not just that moment, but a curated folder of clips and emails spanning over a year. Slurs disguised as jokes, comments about her ethnicity, suggestions that she looked too exotic for client-facing roles. She didn't stop there. Maya also sent the file, anonymously, to a friend at a local media outlet. Within 24 hours, the story hit headlines. CEO accused of racist remarks in viral office clip. The backlash was immediate. Whitmore called it a misunderstanding. The board called an emergency meeting. Staff whispered in elevators. And Maya? She kept translating, calmly, precisely, knowing the real meaning of his words wasn't in language. It was in intent. The next morning, Charles barged into the office, red-faced, demanding to know who leaked the tape. He scanned the room like a hunter cornered. But Maya didn't flinch. He locked eyes with her and muttered, "You think you've won?" She stood up, voice steady, words chosen like weapons. "I didn't have to win. You just had to be heard." Minutes later, HR escorted him out. Cameras caught him avoiding questions, shielding his face from view. The irony? The contract she had been asked to translate was for a diversity advocacy group expanding globally. And now, the headline read, "CEO who mocked translator fired over racism scandal." Dear audience, if you're enjoying the story, don't forget to give it a like. It really helps. Maya didn't want fame. She wanted dignity, and that's exactly what she reclaimed. Weeks later, she was offered a promotion, not as a translator, but as Director of Global Communications. She accepted, with one condition: the company would launch a mentorship initiative for women of color in tech. Her story made waves. But it wasn't just about her. It was about the impact she had on others. It was about the silent biases, the casual humiliations that so many endure in silence. Maya gave them a voice. One quiet act that shook the glass tower from the inside out. She didn't scream. She translated the truth. Because sometimes the most powerful statement doesn't need to be loud. It just needs to be heard. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories and new videos.
Take care.